This right here, guys, is why women live longer than men. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Moonbuilt Garage. And today is going to be another futile attempt at trying to make some progress to the hot rod shop truck project. Now, I say futile attempt because I recently did a video where the fuel system just got, the fuel filter at the pump just got all kinds of clogged. I ended up dropping the tank, cleaning it out, and I thought I had it resolved, but apparently not. I get to drop the tank again. But that's not the point of today's video. Today, I want to work on getting the bed off the truck. I want to do some work to the underside. I want to get the underside of the bed cleaned up, maybe give it a coat of undercoating. I also want to do some sheet metal work to the bed. So I'd like to have that off in the garage here without having the whole truck in here. Plus, I want to do some work to the frame. I want to clean up a lot of just the extra holes. I want to weld them up, sand them smooth, clean up the frame, maybe give it a coat of paint. So that's going to be the point of today's video, is working on getting the bed off the truck. So last time I took the bed off the truck, it was honestly kind of sketchy. I ran ratchet straps from corner to corner, picked up with my engine hoist, but it was just all kinds of out of balance. It wanted to tip and roll, and it just was sketchy. So I picked up a bunch of steel. I got some 1x steel here. It's just 1 inch square, 120 wall. And I got some 1.5 inch square, 120 wall also. So my plan is to use the 1 inch square to make a lifting jig. It's going to go actually on the inside of the bed, up underneath the stake pockets across on each side. And then there's going to be a crossbar. And I want the whole thing to be adjustable so that I can adjust it for the center of balance. And then it's going to mount through the holes in the bottom of the stake bed. But those bolts are really just to locate the lifting fixture. So first thing I'm going to do is get to work on the 1 inch square tubing. All right, so I got the first 1 inch square tubing cut to size and in place. And what I did, show you on this side, I drilled and tapped the tubing for a 7/16 bolt. And what that's going to do, see if I can give you this shot, this hole here in the bottom, that 7/16 bolt, which is definitely overkill for this because, well, the bolt's not really holding any weight. All the weight's going to be held by this bar lifting up on the stake pocket. The bolt is really there just to locate the tube, but 7/16 bolt and washer fill the hole nicely and still give me a little bit of wiggle room to make any adjustments that I need to this bar. So I'm going to get this bolted in place, and then I'm going to work on the crossbar. So here's my plan for the cross piece. I got a piece of angle iron cut there, about 4 inches long, tucked up underneath the 1 inch square tubing. Got another one on this side right here. Now I just need to measure across to that side, and there you can see the little laser light on the other bracket, and it gives me a measurement of 5 feet 7 1/16 inches. And what I did was I did leave a bit of a gap. I don't know how this is going to show up. I did leave a bit of a gap here, so I'm going to cut my 1 inch square tubing to that length to run across, and then there's going to be another piece of angle iron on top to sandwich all this in place, and that'll allow the whole centerpiece to slide. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, so I've got the end pieces just kind of tacked into place, and now this is actually going to go, I'm going to try to do this one-handed. This one's actually going to go up underneath like that. And there'll be another angle iron bracket. There'll be another angle iron bracket that goes up and over the top. And that'll allow this whole thing to slide on here. And then, yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and fully weld that out, cut the other bracket, and move on from there. All right, so here's my plan for the top piece. I just took another piece of angle iron, cut it to the same size, notched it out for the size of the tube, plus I went an extra 1/8 of an inch on each side. And that gives me the clearance then, and I can slide that over the top. I'll clamp it and weld it up. All right, so I got the crossbar in place. You can see the bracket welded to the top. and all it does is kind of completely encapsulate this side piece. What I'm going to do now, because now this whole thing is easily adjustable to anywhere that I need it in the bed. Now I'm just going to I'm going to drill a hole, tap it, and it's going to be for like a set screw, that once I get this to where I want it, I can tighten it down, be one on both sides, and that'll prevent this thing from sliding once I get it where I want it. All right, so I got my set screws in place, and I went ahead and I used the 7/16 bolt. And the only reason why I did that is because that's the same size hardware that I used in the stake pockets to mount this bar. That way I don't have to keep changing wrenches. I can just use the same wrench. Cinch that down, come over here. Cinch that down, and now this bar will go nowhere. Now I can work on the center lifting point. So I got to figure that out. All right, so here's what I'm working on for my little gantry where my hook will go to lift the bed. I took some 1x4 rectangular tubing, cut it to size, and then I cut it in half. That's because I was a dumbass and I didn't plan ahead for a piece of square tubing to go around this. That's all right. I got this, so I got the 1x4, cut it in half, and then I got this 1 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch just strapping, cut it to the same size. That will clamp right there, and then I'll weld that in place, and there'll be another one of these up on top. Now what I did is between the 1x4 and the tube, I did cut a piece of sheet metal to put in there as a shim on both sides, just so when I clamp this, I'm not clamping it too tight to this tube. I want to have just a little bit of play between them so that it can easily move back and forth. And then I'll do the same thing I did on the ends. I'll add probably a couple of set screws, you know, one or probably 2 set screws like that. And then that way, once I get this in position where I want it, where my center of gravity is all right, I can tighten down those set screws. All right, so it's actually the next day. I got this thing inside last night, got it on stands, and it worked great. It was a little sketchy there in the driveway just because of the slope of the driveway. But that's where this thing is going to come in really handy. I've got it actually up in the air right now, and it is like perfectly balanced. I can easily adjust it side to side, front to back, and I can get the bed sitting exactly as I need to. So if the truck is still where it is right now and I'm ready to put the bed back on, I can actually move the weight center backwards, and that way the front will drop down to match the truck. But worked really well. I'm really happy with this. So what I want to do now is I'm going to mark it so that I know where the center of gravity is with the tailgate on. Then I'm going to take the tailgate off, probably do the same thing. And then what I want to do actually is set it up on end. I'm going to put it on some rollers, hopefully rest the front, and that way it can stand up, and that way I can easily work on the bottom of the bed. So I'm going to work on that now. This right here, guys, is why women live longer than men. Well, standing on its own, that was sketchy even for me. Now I just got to get it up on rollers so I can actually maneuver this thing around. But let me show you why I've got it on end and kind of show you where I want to go moving forward from here. All right, so by putting it on end, and hopefully once I get it on rollers, now I have access to the entire bottom. I can clean up. It's not bad, it's all just surface rust. I want to clean it up. I want to undercoat it. And then since pulling the bed off, I did run into a few issues that I want to address, like my wiring. I mean, some of this is the original wiring. So I still want to go and I want to make it just more accessible while the bed is still on the truck, just to make it easier to unplug everything. Also, the way that I did my side exit exhaust, I had to completely remove the whole thing, which means I had to drill out all those rivets to get the whole thing out, because I couldn't take the bed off with the pipes attached. So I have to address that issue. So here's what I'm talking about. So you see I had to pop all those rivets out. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this flange off just to shorten it just a little bit. That way I can make another flange that'll be on the inside, and then I'll make a flange for the outside and it'll through bolt. Like the inside flange will be tapped. So like this flange would be tapped for like 1/4 20 or 5/16 or something. Then there would be a flange on the outside that will kind of clamp this panel. And that way the next time I gotta take the bed off, I just unscrew that, take the outer flange off, and the bed can just lift. Also, so again, like the wiring here is not in a very accessible place with the bed still on, so I want to address that. And then I do want to do, like I said, I want to do the same thing to the frame. I mean, the frame's really good. It's just got a lot of dirt, you know, I mean, it's 47, 48 years old. So I want to clean it up. All of these extra holes, I think I want to weld them shut, and then at least give the back half for now a coat of paint or a coat of like frame rust sealant, something. So yeah, that's my plan going forward. I'm gonna try not to kill myself. I'm gonna monkey around with this some more, see if I can get it up on rollers, if I can get it pushed off to the side, and then I can start working on the bottom. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next one.